It's more confusing than Inception, harder than an erection. It's cooler than Andre 3000. Oh, let's get ready for Sweet Connection.
Hello and welcome to Sweet Connection. I'm your host, Kat. With me today is Jason Lewis.
As every single day I'm here. I never get to leave. When will this nightmare end?
Help me. Someone call the police.
What's Morse code for help? Isn't it like SOS?
SOS.
No, that's
like the football chart.
Beep, beep.
It'll be like ... dash something.
Yeah, well, I've just tried to do Morse code with a microphone, so that went well.
So it's ... dash dash ...
How do you do a dash?
Just a longer dot, isn't it?
Right, so what was it? Sorry? ... Fuck it. Guys, I need help.
Can you imagine, like, the guy in charge of the telegram on the Titanic being like, shit, what's the thing for SOS? Just, fuck it, send help.
Help me.
We've hit an iceberg.
It's
anyway.
Fucking hot in here. Yeah. I am sweating.
I'm sweating as well, Jason. Don't forget who the real victim is. Me. It's been very hot, hasn't it?
Your chairs. Yeah, it's been so hot.
We've had a heat wave here in the UK, as I believe as most of Europe. How have you fared in the heat wave? Because you obviously wear suits in your job.
I've been wearing polo shirts and having my arms out. That's all right. But my legs have been like melting.
Is that okay in your job? Because you have to look quite smart. Can you get away with wearing a polo shirt?
I feel like if you tuck a polo shirt in, you look a bit smart. So you can get away with that.
Yeah, but then you just look like you're playing golf.
But then also, what would you rather? Someone who's dressed, smart casual, we'll call it, or someone that's come head to toe in like a three-piece suit, is red, melting, and they take the jacket off and there's just sweat everywhere. Who'd you rather turn up to your house?
That's pretty funny, though.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was me when I was younger and I was too scared to try anything else out. I remember there's a picture of me like dripping. And it was like, I remember it was like 25 degrees. So in the 30-odd degrees that we've had, me would have died.
Yeah, well, actually, for the first time in the UK, it reached 40.3 degrees. And that's in the shade.
Isn't it?
That's in the shade.
Absolutely disgusting.
In my garden, in the sun, I've got a little thermometer, and that said 48 degrees in the sun.
Do you know how hot it was in my garden?
How?
69 degrees.
A... You don't personally have a garden, and
right.
B, no, it was not. So, you know what? I had a week off since we'd last been on the air.
Part-timer.
And then when I came back, it was just before the peak of the heat wave. And I came back on the Monday, and they said, oh yeah, Ben, by the way, the aircon's broken. And I was like, oh yeah? That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Fucking come on!
Fuck this shit out.
So, yeah, the office. Fortunately, my office is literally casual, so I go like this, like in shorts and a shirt.
This, so how the audio listeners can see.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm going shorts and a shirt, not even like a polo shirt.
So you go out with your knob out as well? I don't mean to an emergency check of your shorts.
No, Jason, that's just for you, okay? Oh. So, yeah, the office has been unbearable. But actually, I went in the sea. I had a little swim in the sea.
I won't work. I'm like, nah, you're right. See ya.
Yeah, but no,
when in the sea?
Yeah, because, I don't often swim in the sea. Obviously, I go kayaking, but I don't often swim in the sea. And every time I go in the sea, because it's been so long since the last time, I forget that I have no natural buoyancy. So I swim a little bit further out than where I can stand. And then I just... stop, and I just can't float. I just end up kind of half drowning.
Yeah,
and then I have to paddle back. And actually, I went on friend of the show, Will's paddleboard, and I tried to stand up on that, and I stood up on that for probably about 1 microsecond before it slipped out, and I belly flopped. Now, I belly flopped literally from standing on the paddleboard to the sea, so that doesn't seem like that long. That made a proper slap that really hurt, and obviously the beach was packed, and I had several people, even from the distance we were out, go, "Oh!" As like a little tsunami just kind of.
I'd have just gone home. As you sort of wrecked like thousands of kids' sandcastles for the absolute tsunami wave.
The great tsunami of Felix, though. So, okay, so that doesn't sound too bad for you. How was your office? Was it aircon?
Well, to be fair, we actually don't have aircon, but because we're sort of, we're on. Well, it sounds a bit weird saying this. I imagine your office isn't on the ground floor.
No, we're
whereas
second
obviously
floor.
we are. So we have got like a front entrance and a back entrance. So we had a really nice airflow going in. But the thing is, for me, obviously I'm out in the car and appointments quite a lot. Fucking mate, I'm sweating. My
Jason, I know. Let's get this over with.
And I'm out in the car a lot, so I've just been rinsing the aircon in my car, just like I've gone through so much fuel. Fuck the carbon footprint. I've just been sat in the car just rinsing the aircon.
Does the aircon use extra fuel?
Yeah, that's how it runs it.
Is it?
Yeah.
He says very, very assuredly.
I'm sure. Yeah, of course it does. Because normally when I drive, I can get about 400 miles to a tank. Now I'm getting about 350.
So really?
Yeah.
It's made that much difference.
I just filled up my car on the way here. It was 90 quid. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, fuel prices have gone up.
For a 1 litre car. And that's like nearly weekly for me, the amount of times I use my car.
Good God.
It's disgusting. Fuck you, Boris Johnson.
Well, Boris Johnson has resigned since the last time we did the episode. So when I first got that, because I honestly didn't think he'd leave. I thought he's going to cling on to power like a fucking limpet on a whale's ass. But to be fair, he was like, you know what? Imagine in that moment he realises everyone in the country hates me.
Yeah.
Even my own party and supporters hate me.
Even his own kids hate him. All 58 of them.
And we'll never know how many kids he has because he hasn't said. Anyway.
He probably doesn't even know. That's the disgusting thing.
You know what? That's probably true.
He's my dad.
He could well be.
You could literally just get like 100 people to all say, Boris Johnson's my dad, and there would be the element of...
Yeah, possibly. He's cheated on every wife and partner he's had.
There's a thing going around. Well, there's not a thing going around. There's a well-known fact that like Genghis Khan, like almost everyone is a distant relative of Genghis Khan. In about 200 years' time, everyone will be a distant relative of Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson is the 21st century Genghis Khan.
Have you seen that Netflix documentary of the American doctor who worked? I haven't watched it, but I read up about it.
Yeah.
And he worked in a sperm bank, and instead of other people's sperm, he just kept donating his sperm. And he's like the father of like thousands of people in America. That's Boris Johnson.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's called Our Father, I think. I could be butchering it, but that's what I've got the gist of from watching the trailer.
Well, we're never going to check because we don't check on this show.
No,
we just say what we say, and
if we say it, it's a fact.
Exactly. So so how have you been the past couple of months? Obviously, we've done quite a lot of football commentaries.
Yeah. Hence
why we've been off the air. We missed a month.
Yeah, we can only do one thing at once, can't we? We're not very good at multitasking.
What do you mean you? It's me is doing all the editing for the football commentaries, for the videos, for
if
the
you're
podcast.
going to sit there and moan about it, who volunteered to do it?
Yeah, I understand that. I was trying to bump them out.
No, I haven't got time. I don't want to get involved. Oh, and here we are. I have to get involved.
Well, fine. All right, hit the rod that I made for my own back.
Yeah.
But either way, I didn't feel like I could do a show whilst pumping out 2 videos a week.
No.
But anyway, regardless.
So, are we going to talk about how I got a little bit of trouble on the old video commentaries?
If you want to, yeah.
Obviously, on here,
if you're happy,
we're a bit out there, aren't we? And on the football commentaries, obviously, it's not ours, so we have to sort of be a bit careful.
I mean, you have to be a bit careful. I'm always shockingly positive.
I think if you listen back to this podcast, the person who says the most shocking things is you, not me.
That's because I edit all your really bad ones out, Jason, because I don't want to get cancelled.
I don't think that's true. No one listens to this shit anyway.
Is cancelling still a thing? Actually, no, we got 69,000 downloads last episode. There's your 69, Jason.
Hey! And we took commentary too far and it hadn't been uploaded, and I got a 9-minute voice note sort of saying how disrespectful it is. I still haven't listened to it all the way. Don't know about you.
There we go.
I formally don't apologise. And we move forward. I do apologise. It is a bit rude. Anyway, moving on.
So, how have you been the past couple of months? Obviously, I've seen you every fucking week. It's not like we haven't seen each other.
Yeah, I've been good. I've been better. I won't go too much shit, but better. I've been house hunting.
Yep, and you got some good news today. Hence why we're celebrating with a nice cold beverage.
Yeah, nice lukewarm beer in this fucking oven of a room. I had an offer accepted on a flat this afternoon.
Yeah, which handily is right round the corner from me.
That is probably, I think, the top 5 things about this flat. Being round the corner from you is definitely in the top 5.
Is it 5?
No, I think it's like third.
Third.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, because you sent me the photos of when it was last up for sale 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And that looked all right.
Yeah.
I did think the kitchen worktop was like bright blue.
Yeah, it's not that bad in person. But again, I would
Is it still
change it.
that
Yeah,
colour?
it's still that kitchen.
Okay.
But I've got this great idea of knocking the wall down, open planning it.
Hell, don't knock a wall down, Jason. No one likes open plan.
Sorry, mate, but it's in my domain, so I know what I'm talking about.
Fine. Actually, seeing as it's a flat, are you allowed to knock a wall down?
I've looked at other flats in the building that have done it.
Yeah, but that's not to say your wall is not a load-bearing wall.
The one...
And you just knock it down with a sledgehammer and think, oh, that's good. And then you hear like a little creak, and then the whole building falls down.
Yeah, well, the flat underneath is the exact same position and layout, and that wall's gone. So
yeah, that doesn't... You have to obviously get this checked by an
obviously,
architect.
I'm not just going to go in there and go, oh, fuck it, and then knock it down. I'll get builders to, because I ain't doing it. I could barely tie a shoelace. What makes you think I can fucking knock a wall down?
I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll probably do it as well, actually.
Just fucking get me some beers and I'll come down with my sledgehammer.
I'm banking on you to build some IKEA furniture.
Oh, that's going to cost you a lot of beer. You know what? I think maybe...
Bring your own beer.
Maybe if we got wasted and we try and build the IKEA furniture without the instructions and you see what we end up with. Be
we'll
like
see.
modern art. No, let's not do that.
So
that's good.
Yeah, it's
really
good.
good news.
It's good. I've been saving for a good sort of 2 years, 18 months, year. So, it's good to sort of get myself. It's tough. You'd think working in the industry, it'd be easy for you to get a property, but it's tough. It's really tough. Like,
why is it tougher than say for me?
I mean, you think about it, right? If you got someone who makes money from selling houses, and then they come round and like, I want to buy this house off you, the first thing in your mind is, is he paying really cheap for it? Is he only buying it just sell it again to make loads of money?
Is he going to undervalue it?
Yeah. So I'm paying a little bit more than
not too much. I mean, in fairness,
percentage wise, it's hardly anything above.
Yeah,
but it's it's.
I mean, that's not bad, because you put that up for X amount, and it was only X amount plus a little bit is what he accepted.
Yeah. So
I think that's okay.
Yeah. So, but of course, it's that element of why does he want to buy it? Why is he buying this? Wants to buy
because you want to live there.
Yeah, I know, but it's not everyone's first mindset, is it, with estate agents? But yeah, we got there. So
what's the timeline? I mean, obviously, I know. Believe me. These things can take a while.
Time. I reckon 3 months. I reckon I'll be in there for what? I should stop drinking beer.
Classic.
What are we now? August, September, October, November. I reckon I'll be in there by mid-November, I think.
Nothing. Nice. So you have your first Christmas in there.
Yeah. I suppose I better buy some Christmas decorations.
Yep. You can buy also so many boring stuff like tables and chairs and sofas.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Yeah, I'm
Have
not
fun with that,
looking
Jason.
forward to that. Yeah. You got anything you can sell me?
I can give you some of my new batch of homebrew.
Nope, thank you. I tried it. It tastes like shit.
You know what? That's
Moving
fine.
on, let's talk about that.
Okay, so I'm currently drinking my current batch of my homebrew. Obviously, regular listeners from years past know I make a batch every year. And I've made a dark ale. It tastes pretty much the same as the other 7 times that I've made homebrew. But
it's just a little bit darker.
It seems to suit it. But also, I've had some positive feedback.
Have you? Well, to be fair, that's not the kind of beer I drink.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But the taste that this homebrew kit has had suits it being like a dark ale. Because this is like Coca-Cola dark. If you poured it into a glass, it would be like black, a bit like a stout. And it kind of suits it. So
I do feel when I try it tastes a bit chocolatey. I said that before. I feel like I'm wrong, but it does.
You are wrong, Jason.
Get a hint of chocolate in there.
Actually, yeah, there's a little.
Let me try another bit.
You want to try?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try another bit.
I'm going to do a bit of taste test.
Nah, it's just too strong for me.
Too strong.
You know what I mean? It's a very.
I mean, the flavour's too strong. Obviously, it's not
Yeah.
like that strong.
Yeah. Woo, I'm gonna
Alcohol-wise.
pass out.
Alcohol-wise. But yeah, okay, well, I'm fairly happy with it, and I've got about 40 bottles of it, so
I'm glad you
I
are.
better get fucking used to it. What else has happened? Do you want to tell the listeners about the car keys that were found in the local park? That you sent me. You sent me a photo of, which I still maintain this is a prank.
It's not, because
Okay. You tell.
So we have, like most towns and villages, you have like a local residents Facebook page, and in our one there was a post on there on someone who found some found some keys that are in a park, and it's quite normal. You see this all the time. However, this set of keys had two very interesting key rings on. One that had a swastika on it. And the other one that had a word, which if you translate it, it says state Nazi policeman.
What? Okay, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, look. So, Geheim Staatspolizei. If you translate it,
is that German? Or
it's German, and it's got a number on it. So it would have been officer number 285.
So do you reckon that was that is like a genuine badge from
obviously
Nazi Germany?
it might. It's two things. It could either be a proper racist Nazi in our town, or it could just be. And this is what everyone keeps saying: is like, oh, well, maybe it's a collector. But if it's a collector,
you don't
why would you have
that
something
on
like that
keys.
on your personal?
You do
keys?
not. It's fine to like World War II.
Yeah.
It's fine. Is it fine to be interested in the Nazis? I don't know.
I think so. I like watching stuff about them, but I would not collect
least
Nazi
historically.
Yeah.
But even if you did collect Nazi memorabilia,
You'd have it locked away.
That doesn't necessarily mean you agree with what they're saying.
No.
It is a bit suspect, I'll be honest. But you definitely don't put it on your keys.
No. So I said,
and then you definitely, because as case in point, if you lose them and somebody posts to your actual town's Facebook group whose keys are these, and then you identify yourself, oh yeah, they're my keys, you're going to get a lot of hate.
Yeah. I sent the screenshot to you and said, Ben, you've lost your keys. Because when you shave your head, you do look like one.
I do.
But amazingly, like 2-3 days later, the same lady, and I've looked at her profile because I thought if it is a prank, but she's one of those people, she's a Karen. She's not.
Oh,
she's
so
not
she
a
doesn't.
prankster.
She's not a prankster. Oh, okay.
And she put another post saying, "Hi all, just to let you know that the owners of the keys have been found." So someone did own up to owning Nazi paraphernalia. And I, for one, think that's great. It's great that someone owned up. But I would never have the balls to do it. Even if I was like a neo-Nazi, it's wrong. Being a Nazi,
No.
Here's
the thing. No, Jason, you're fundamentally wrong. You know that's wrong. Neo-Nazis do not believe that's wrong. That's why a lot of them go around with shaved head, with all this memorabilia, with tattoos. They join clubs. So you are wrong.
Are you saying tribal tattoos?
Not tribal tattoos.
And are you saying judo club?
Yeah,
are you saying
you're wrong, Jason.
Head?
I'm not a Nazi. I'm a communist. Okay, right. Believe in a strong communist government. And frankly, after our current one, it can't be too bad. But yeah, what else has
can't be too bad.
What else has happened last couple of weeks? I had some interviews because I've got a new job lined up.
Oh,
should I tell you about the first interview I had, which kind of was a little bit strange?
Go on, then.
Yeah. So basically,
did you have to get naked?
No.
Not the strangest interview I've ever done. Then
fair enough. But basically, this was during the heat wave, but it was not when it was at its peak, but it's when it was building.
Okay, so a bit like now for next week.
Yeah, because it's very hot at the moment. It was very hot 3 weeks ago or so. And I got this interview at this place I'd never heard of. I'd asked my mum, I'd asked some of my friends in the industry. No one's heard of this company. So I was like, okay, good start. And rather than like a proper address of the interview, all I got was the road name. And then the only extra bit of information was look for some blue stairs. So I was like, okay, brilliant. So I got there like 45 minutes early.
Was this a strip club?
No. Bearing in mind, this is because our interview was at 8 o'clock. So I got there at like 7:15, knowing I'm going to have to walk up and down this road. And basically this road, it's got lots of warehouses, lots of...
In our town?
Yeah. It's got sort of lots of warehouses, lots of like similar companies, right? And I was looking at some of these kind of like the company buildings and stuff, trying to look for the name, not there. I was like, right, okay. And also, I'm in my dress shirt, got my tie on, it's hot. Right, I've got my handkerchief, I'm just wiping some sweat off my brow. I'm walking up and down.
Do you have your pocket watch as well?
I'm walking up and down the road, and obviously there are like the warehouse workers, backing trucks in, and I'm asking people, have you heard of this company? And they're like, no. And then I have to ask them, have you seen any blue stairs? And they're like, no. I was like, okay, fine. So it gets to about 1:45, and I'm like, all right, I've had no fucking luck here. So I just call the woman who I'm meeting with, and she's like, oh yeah, basically, this company was called like ABC, blah, blah, blah. And so that's what I was looking for. And she's like, oh, no. You have to look for the building that has got the word Jenkins on it. And I was like, oh,
of course.
What an idiot. Why didn't I think of that? Why wouldn't you have possibly mentioned that on any part of the thing, that I'm looking for the building with Jenkins on it? Oh, what an idiot. But even that, I saw where their car park is because it's got Jenkins car park. I couldn't see the building. So then at about 5:02, I still didn't know where it was. So I phoned her again. And then I had to be like, okay, I'm looking at this building. Which way do I walk? And she's like, okay, walk left and then cross the road. And then basically it was like behind some trees, there's like a little path. So you have to go through this path and keep walking down this little kind of road bit. And then eventually I found some warehouse. Oh, and then she's like leaning out the window, kind of waving. And he's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I can see you now, blah, blah, blah. And then also what I didn't realise is that actually there was like a big curb that I didn't realise. So as she was on the phone to me looking through the window, I didn't fall over, but I did this thing where
you stumbled.
I did a proper stumble, and I just about caught myself, and then obviously had to just like readjust my tie and just tucked my shirt in, and I was like, yep, she definitely saw that. Bear in mind, I'm sweating buckets by this point. And then I get to the place, and the blue stairs, I assumed the blue stairs was like some big landmark,
external
like fire escape thing.
Yeah.
It was like 3 steps on the ground floor. I was like, oh, yeah.
Was it inside as well?
No, it was outside. But again, this is like 50 metres from the road. And it's like I'm just going to randomly go through into this dodgy little fucking... Oh, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so I got in there, and they've got no air conditioning. So I was like, brilliant. So I walk in there, well aware that I am... you know, like when you just feel the sweat
like
going
now.
Everywhere. Like right now, basically. Except I'm in like a formal job interview.
Yeah.
So we get to the place, we go into the little room. She's like, oh, would you like a water? I was like, yes, please.
Gallons.
And then, like, when she leaves, I'm just, like, frantically looking around for, like, tissues or, like, a tea towel. And I find a tea towel, like, by a kettle and just kind of probably give my face a little kind of wipe. Well, a big wipe and kind of throw it. And then just before she gets in, I throw it down, sit down. So she doesn't see me, which is good.
And then she does the exact same thing.
And then have the interview. And, you know, I'm pretty certain by this point, by about 5 minutes in, that I don't want this job. Because basically it was working in an office, no work from home capabilities with 2 middle-aged women. And I'm just like, this is
not for me.
Not for me. And also, the office was a shithole. The building's a shithole. You got to walk through this. So I was like, I'm not fucking working here. I don't care. So afterwards, I got the call from the recruitment agency. And she's like, yeah, you know, we want to offer Ben the job. And I was like, no. And also, she said that the feedback was all positive. And she said, I think he was a bit nervous because he was very like sweaty, and I was like, no, I wasn't nervous. I was just hot.
I
was just hot. I wasn't nervous
at all. Walk 2 miles.
I wasn't nervous at all. I'm surprisingly, I don't mind interviews, so I wasn't nervous. I was just hot as fuck.
Yeah,
because I only own one dress shirt that I can wear a tie on because I've gotten bigger over the years.
Yeah,
so that was the shirt that I got married in. So it's a proper kind of thick. It isn't just like a nice, cool work shirt, so fuck me. So, yeah, had a few more interviews, and eventually I've found one that I said yes to. So I'll start in a couple of weeks. So this time, next show, I would have started.
You'll be a millionaire. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Speaking of congratulations, I don't think I've told you about this. This genuinely scared me.
Laura's pregnant?
No.
Oh.
But it's getting to that. It's basically... Is that...
You spaffed in her face?
No. Basically, as if that was what I was going to say. Okay, so basically rolling on from my interviews, right? Yeah. So the shirt that I wear, which I can wear a tie with because it's got a big enough collar, you have to wear cufflinks, which is fine because I've got 2 pairs of cufflinks. I've got my favourite pair of cufflinks, which is what Laura got me, which is basically a little pair of like dumbbells.
Okay.
And I really like that. That's a really great present. And I've got the second pair of cufflinks that I've literally never ever worn because I always wear the
nice
good
ones.
ones. And basically, because that interview was first thing in the morning, I then went to work afterwards. But I didn't want to walk in my full dress shirt. I normally wear shorts and t-shirts. So I packed a spare change of clothes, shoved my smart clothes in like a plastic bag, blah, blah, blah. And then when I got home, I realised that I was missing one of the cufflinks. So I was like, oh, so fuck's sake. So obviously it's lost somewhere, I don't know, at work or whatever. So I was like, oh my God, this sucks. Now, annoyingly, because I've never worn the second pair, I threw them away the day before, thinking, oh, I never wear these.
Right. Okay.
So I threw them in the bathroom bin.
I have a little tin of all my cuff. Well, I also wear shirts.
So do you like sort of rotate your cufflinks?
Yeah, I've got.
Because I really like the dumbbell one.
I very
never
rarely.
feel the need.
So the shirt you're talking about is a double cuff shirt. I very rarely wear them, but when I do, I think I've got about 5 cufflinks that I alternate from. I've got 2 which is generic, nice pattern ones. I've got one with Arthur's face on. One that's like arrows, which I think is really cool. I can't remember the last one.
Yeah.
Ones that are like wood looking ones.
Okay, yeah, cool. Seeing as I knew that I had other interviews lined up, I was like, I need an actual pair of cufflinks. So
I'm your man.
Laura had put the bin from the bathroom into the dustbin because it was our bin day, right? Fortunately, it was that morning. So I got to the bin, had to root through the bin, found the bathroom bin, took that back in the house, put on some like surgical gloves, and then had to go dumpster diving through the bathroom bin. And I'm going through there in the surgical gloves, and I find a pregnancy test. Now, this scares me. And also, it's one of those fancy digital ones, so the result isn't showing anymore.
Yeah, it's disappeared now.
So Laura was upstairs on her computer, so I just walked up and was just like, darling, is there anything that you need to talk to me about? And then held up the pregnancy test.
And then she went, before you held up the pregnancy test, she went, oh God, yes, I'm having an affair.
Turns out she'd been feeling ill, so her parents had made her take a pregnancy test. And I was like, do you not think this was worth mentioning at some point? Maybe over dinner? By the way, I've just pissed on the pregnancy test. I'm negative. That's fine. I've no issue with that. That's a reasonable thing to do for a woman. She's feeling ill for no reason. Do a pregnancy test. That's fine. Mention it to me, please, so I don't go diving through the fucking bin and find it. Please.
So what does the baby do?
It's not do, Jason.
Oh.
Yeah.
What would you have done?
Coat hanger. I want to push down the stairs. Anyway, very quickly before we go, I want to mention this because we had a very long conversation about it. Let's try and cut it down. Can you explain to me the wager you have put against me, which I think is utterly ridiculous? But hey, you know,
I don't think
I'll give
so.
you.
I think right. So me and you play squash.
Yeah,
quite a lot. Well, I say you. Well, we play squash sporadically. My body is not as good as it should be. It's probably the nicest way I can say it. I'm a fat mess, basically. And I feel like when we play squash, yes, you beat me all the time, but we do have quite good matches.
Yeah.
And I just feel if I improved my fitness levels, lost some weight, sorted myself out, basically, and I think after this last couple of years, I'm now in that mindset where I can. Again, story for another day. I feel if I was in peak condition, I can beat you in a game of 5 match. Game of a 5 set.
Best of 5 games.
Thank you.
First to 3 games
of squash.
Yes.
Because I've got it in my mindset. I know what to do. I know how to play the shots. My body lets me down.
Jason, I've been playing squash a lot longer than you have.
No, you haven't, because I was playing it in school as well.
Yeah, but you weren't playing it properly. I was playing in the squash league.
Yeah, against like a bunch of 80-year-olds.
Yeah, who were better than me.
I think if I sort of myself
Jason,
out,
there is... Okay, let me say this. Currently, right now, there is no attribute in the squash game that yours is better than mine.
I know, I agree.
So basically, you've scheduled a match for August next year.
Yeah, August the 15th, 2023.
And we've put £100 of our own money.
Oh, I thought it was $1,000.
Was it $1,000? All right.
No, we said $1,000, but I realised that's probably a lot of money.
One of those.
So we chickened it down to, I think it's £200.
All right, fine. And you're utterly convinced you're going to somehow go on this kind of rocky montage.
Yeah, generally, that's how I'm going to see it.
So, But again, even if you somehow, like the cardio is not my strongest point. At squash, I'm not actually bad at squash cardio.
You are really good.
Because that's very stop-start. So it isn't long continuous, which is what I'm bad at. It's like short, intense bursts, like what I do in the gym. So my squash cardio is never going to be great, but it's not bad. But that is the only attribute. Let's say that you go on an absolute health bender and you get major shredded. If you've got better cardio than me, I'm still going to be stronger. I'm still going to have more experience. I'm still going to have a better mind for the game.
No, because I think my mind for the game is really strong as well.
I know, but you don't even know what you don't know. That's the point. You're a beginner.
I'm not a beginner. I know the sport.
You don't know the sport.
I do know the sport. I'm telling you, I will beat you. And this is going to turn into a slang match, isn't it? I will fuck you up.
This is like one of those UFC press conferences. Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is this guy? What was it? I'll do a bit of Kevin Keegan. I will love it
if we beat them.
He's still got to go to Middlesbrough and get 3 points. I will love it. I'm telling you, I will love it if we beat him. I'm going to fuck you up. August 15th, 2023.
Okay.
You better call an ambulance, but not for me. So the terms and conditions of this match is the match has to be played on that date.
Yep.
No one can pull out. So what I'm hopeful for is you'll like have a stroke or like break a leg like the week before. So because if it's like the day before, you're in hospital, and that's terms and conditions. But if it's like a week before, you should be out of hospital by then, and then we have to play. I
see. The only way I can picture you beating me is that actually one of the rules, which I don't think you're even aware of because you don't really even know the rules of squash, is
here we go.
Is that if a player vomits and any drop of it gets on the court, that player forfeits the match.
Yeah.
The only way I can imagine
you
beating me is if you poison me beforehand, and as I'm beating you quite comfortably, I then projectile vomit.
I'm telling you, if you play the long game, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to wish that Laura did have the positive pregnancy test so you could run off. That's...
Well, you've heard it here first, folks. Set your calendars for the 15th of August, 2023.
We'll record it and put it on our Facebook page for people to... We'll live stream it, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably not, just in case I lose.
It'll basically be a snuff film of me beating you 3-0, 11-4, 11-5, 11-4.
Oh,
that's what it's going to be, Jason.
Right. I was about to say write that down, but we're recording.
Yeah, we have...
All right, it's going to be a slug match, and it's going to be 3-2 to me. I'm telling you, I'm going to beat you. And I'm going to spend that £200 on buying you baby furniture.
Anyway, on that note, we're going to end the show.
I'm going to fuck you
before
up.
this turns into an actual brawl.
So I've got a fitness regime. I've got squash lessons. I'm going to fuck you up.
Right. Okay, let's see how that goes. Anyway, we're going to say thank you all for listening. We hope you're staying safe in the heat and indeed during the COVID because it's still about.
Oh, fuck off. Anyway, if anyone out there is a squash instructor, send me an email and actually, Ben, you're in charge of the email.
Exactly. So if I get an email, I'm just going to delete.
Find me. I'm not that hard to find. And we'll go from there.
That's great. We're getting the show there. Thank you very much for listening. We'll catch you next time. So, Jason, where can you get more Sweet Connection in your life?
Well, Ben, we are on Facebook at Sweet Connection Podcast, and we're also on Twitter at SweetC_podcast. So you can give us a like or a follow.
And you can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean. So if you enjoyed the show, you can give us a rating or a review or recommend to a friend.
And if you wanted to email in a topic or a question or just say hi, it's thesweetconnection@outlook.com.
Massive thanks to CIPP and Carlyle Laurent for all of our jingles. Thank you for listening and catch you next time.